Welcome bot builders. This is Aaron from Botpress, and today I'll show you how you can make a scheduling chatbot for a multi-chain business. The goal of the tutorial is pretty simple. We'll let users inquire about various branches of a business, let users choose slot for their visit, and we'll do this all on WhatsApp to streamline all user communication. So whether you're managing a chain of salons or clinics or fitness centers, follow us along and you can also deploy such chatbot in just a few easy steps. Alright guys, let us just quickly take a look at how the chatbot is going to be working before we dive into how it's made. So this is how it should look on WhatsApp. You can just send a message like this. The chatbot will understand that a conversation has started and it will send you what branch would you like to go for. You can go ahead, choose downtown, which should prompt a menu which lets you know whether there are any events coming up or general FAQ regarding the branch, know about its facilities, how are the timings like, and how much are you going to be paying for that. And finally, a direct schedule visit button, which will let the user directly schedule a visit to the place. So let me just show you, say, the facilities section. So if we select that, the chatbot should ideally list all the facilities available at the downtown branch, and you can go ahead and ask it questions like, is this swimming pool safe for the kids? Something like that. Ideally, the chatbot should be able to look at whatever documents it has already regarding the general state of the branch and what it has been told how to answer these queries. It will answer that query using that knowledge. So that's pretty much about the FAQ. Scheduling should look something like this. I would like to visit the place. Now we can just directly trigger the scheduling node by mentioning something like, I would like to visit the plant. Yes. Okay. So once you have that, this should give you a Calendly link. We are gonna just write some dummy figures here and let's see. So once we schedule it, the chatbot should look for a confirmation of the event and it will share the details of the event with you. These details will also be sent to the user's email ID in form of a Calendly link, which will have a ICS file which will make the event into an actual event on their Google Calendar or Apple Calendar, for example. Now, let's just dive right into the tutorial and how you can go ahead and make it. All right, let us start building the chatbot. What you would like to do first is go on Botpress and create a new bot. All right. So once we are in the chatbot, if you can go ahead and select workflows from the left side menu, and that's where we are going to be doing a lot of our conversation design and overall chatbot building. So what we can do first is get rid of this autonomous node. Autonomous node for the people who are new to Botpress is our very own smart node that is able to use AI to understand the dynamics between different APIs or different tools. But first, let us start with a simple message that should start our conversation with the users. So we are going to be sending a message to the users first. Let us name this node as first message. And as for the text, we are going to be sending the user. I already have it ready over here. So let us just copy it, paste it. The first message would look something like this. Hey there, ready to level up your fitness. Welcome to fitness zone, whether blah, blah. Okay. The next thing that we are going to be doing is letting the users choose the branch that they are looking to inquire about. Now, this is a pretty important step as right off the bat, we'll be able to hold the name of the branch in a variable. That makes it pretty easy later on in the video to call back onto that branch name in case we want to get information about that branch or schedule a meeting on that. The branch names I'm going for is downtown, uptown, and lakeside. The generic names and easy to remember. And what we can do is create a new variable called branch. Now this branch variable should show up here in the workflow area of the variables on your left hand side. And we can just store the name of the branch in that variable and move forward with that information. The next thing I would like to do is ask the user, now that you have chosen the branch, what would you like to do here? So something like, are you here to just explore? Are you actually, let us just make it a single choice card, which will let us ask the users what they want to do moving forward with the branch that they have chosen. So welcome to workflow.branch. So this is how we will be declaring our variables. Basically, workflow is the overall variable family of the ongoing chat, and workflow.branch will call upon the branch that was chosen, the step right above it. So once we have that, you can use it in conversations like this by calling it like that. So once you have that, maybe we can go ahead and give some choices for what the users are able to do using our chatbot. First can be inquiring, or rather FAQ. The second one can be simple as coming events. And yep, that's pretty much it. So we'll just give them two options, one for events, one for FAQ. All right. Once we have that, what we can do is go ahead and connect this node to the start. Okay. So this is where we are going to start bringing in some data for our website. Sorry, chatbot. Basically, data in the sense the data that will help the chatbot answer a bunch of queries regarding the fitness center or the facilities provided there, plus the pricing and all the other necessary details. Okay, guys. For the sake of the FAQ part of the chatbot and the events, basically these two are things, external knowledge that the chatbot doesn't know. So we are going to be uploading a document with all these details so that the chatbot is able to look at them and fetch them later for the user queries. So for the FAQ, I think I have a document like this. So let me just show you how the document looks like. Basically, okay, let me just point the anchors here. So fitness zone downtown, then you have fitness zone uptown, and then you have fitness zone lakeside. So these are the three branches, and we have a lot of information about very specific things that are offered at each of these branches. So we are going to be using that knowledge later on for our FAQ. We can also go ahead and create an events table. So once you do that, I already have an events table, but yep, it's the advantage of putting the events in a table instead of a straight document is that you can come ahead and change the name of these events. Events is a more dynamic information that you might be changing a lot, contrary to your FAQ or the general offerings of the product. It's just better to upload it over here in tables. So what we are going to do is we can just import the thing. The job should start, and now we have it. So what it says is you have the different event names and you have the center name and the timing. All right. So that brings us back to the workflow where we can go ahead and create an autonomous node to handle the FAQ. Autonomous nodes are basically, as I already mentioned, are AI driven modules that are able to look at the different tools that they have at their disposal or the knowledge that they have and are able to confidently and properly answer all the user queries depending on what instructions you have already given to the chatbot. So let me go ahead and bring a instruction that I already have saved here. All right. So my instructions look something like this, where I am, let's just change the name of the node to FAQ as well. And we can bring it here. So when we look at the instructions for the chatbot, FAQ node, the chatbot, you can see that you're an intelligent query handler for a fitness center. Use the information in the knowledge base to answer user queries. At the end of every reply, ask the user if they would like to either schedule a visit or head back to the main menu through the options. What's important here is that once we are asking it to look at the knowledge, but we should also give it access to the knowledge. You can do that by selecting the knowledge, search knowledge card, and selecting the default knowledge base, which has our document. We can also give it access to the table that we have made. Actually, no, we'll save the table for the upcoming events card. But once we have search knowledge, this should be enough for the FAQ part of it. Now we'll move into a more specific scheduling part of the tutorial, which all of you guys are here for. What I'm going to do first is we are going to be bringing in the Calendly integration from the hub. Just a little note. As for the prerequisites for the thing, you will be requiring a premium subscription for the Calendly service to be able to use their API to get the event information back. So what you can do first is install the Calendly integration. It is important for the overall workflow that we are going to be using. To get the API key from Calendly, you can go ahead and select integrations and apps. Over here, you can select API and webhooks and create a new token. I'm going to call it test. Let's create that token. Okay, so that will start a 2FA. I'll be just back after verifying this. Once you get the token, you can go ahead and paste it over here and save that configuration. Now Calendly is connected to our Botpress application. Basically, this means that we'll be able to talk with Calendly now. All right, so once we have the API key entered for the Calendly, we can go ahead and start making our actual scheduling workflow. We are not going to be making it from scratch, don't worry. We are going to be taking a very famous workflow on Botpress by Simply Great Bots, the same person who has made the Calendly integration. I invite you to check out how you can also contribute to Botpress. Integrations are something that we are always looking at, and we like to shout out through our platform and our socials. So you can go ahead and search for the Calendly event workflow over here, and you can go ahead and create a copy and edit it. That creates a copy of the event workflow over here, which looks something like this. We can go ahead and remove this other stuff that is not needed. When you do create a workflow like this for handling the shared Calendly event, what we are going to be doing first is passing a conversation ID to this scheduled Calendly event task. And the second thing that we are going to be pushing towards it is the event type URL. Basically, this is the URL that you get for the Calendly event. So let me just go ahead and bring that event. When we are talking about an event from Calendly, it's one of the best ways you can go ahead and create an event. We already have an event for downtown, so I'll just create an event for uptown and show you how it can be done. You can go ahead and create a new meeting. Maybe we'll call it F3 up down. And with all these timings, you can go ahead and choose whatever timings work for you and what slots you're willing to give away and create that particular event. Now, creating that event immediately should let you access that event's link, which you can do from here. And this is the link that we'll be adding for our event type URL in the workflow. You can head over back to the Botpress workflow and copy the event type URL that you have over here. So this basically means that now our Botpress account will be able to use that particular link and send a very personalized conversation ID based link to the user, which is very specific to the user. This helps in overall tracking the API requests and all. Again, I ask you to go and check out his Simply Great Bot's video on this. They explained it in a very good sense. But as we are just looking for our application, you can go ahead and add your event URL over there, which is basically the URL for the event that you are. Once you have added the link, you can go ahead and connect the pending confirmation tab to the exit node. We are not going to be doing anything with the event summary just yet. I'll talk about it in a sec. But you can go ahead and delete that node. And once we have made these edits to the workflow, let us go ahead and add this workflow to our autonomous node, which should let the user sign up for a visit. Okay, so for the instructions, we can give it something as simple as this. Use this to schedule a visit to the downtown center, but it's not the downtown one, so let's just call it the uptown one. In fact, we can even name this entire thing as uptown. Actually, I already have a name for that node from my previous test run, so we can just name it schedule visit uptown. Now that we have an entire workflow managing the scheduling for the uptown branch, we can go ahead and create similar workflows and with separate calendar links for all the other different branches. So I'll just meet you in a sec after doing that. All right, so I'm back and you can see that we have different workflows for all the different branches. What I'm going to be doing next is enable exit branch on all of these guys. Sorry, an exit node. That basically means that the individual exit node that we saw in this particular workflow, where you can see when this is called, the schedule event card over here is going to be using the Calendly authentications it already has to send the user this link and make an appointment. And once there is a confirmation of the thing, it is leading to an exit node. And this particular exit node is where we are taking the conversation from there on onwards and assigning an open point over here. Now, this is where the major part of listening to the queries comes in. So you have given the users the link to the particular event or a visiting schedule, and now you just want to listen to what the user has chosen so that you're able to send a personalized reply and basically acknowledge that their meeting is successful, their scheduling of event is successful. For this, what we can do is we are going to bring back those things that we initially deleted from the schedule event calendar. We can just copy this particular card, which is the event summary card. Event summary card over here is the one that is actually checking out all the things that have been, all the timings and details of the event, and using those details, this event summary card will be able to come up with a customized reply for the users to acknowledge that their event has been successfully made. So we can just call it summarize event. All right. Okay. and we can make sure that all these events go and open up in that. We can go ahead and delete this card now. Doing this is just not enough. Although we are exiting the node to the summarize event card, we also need to give the workflow the ability to listen to those events. What you can do for that is go ahead and create a trigger called Calendly event. Again, it's part of the workflow. And what it does is that once you connect it to the summarize event, and overall, when you go to the Calendly event card, you'll have to define a variable which allows Botpress to look for that particular conversation ID that we have earlier used to send a customized event link to the user. By sending that customized event link to the user, what we have basically done is that we are able to see the unique events and unique schedules that have been made in the backend. And that way we can ask Calendly to send us that information so that we can show it to the user again. How you can do that is by calling in the payload variables. For event.payload.conversation.id, this is how you can use an ongoing conversations ID to call in that particular event's details from Calendly. Because of that unique identifier we had already imbued into the link that we had sent to the user to schedule their event. So we can do this. And okay, that's pretty much it in terms of our FAQ node and scheduling node. So just to see what is the state of the bot right now, we can do is publish the bot as a web chat and see if our events are actually being made and called upon. All right, so our bot is live. Let us go ahead and check out how it is looking right now. So again, this is just the web chat. This is not the WhatsApp version of it. We'll be deploying it to WhatsApp in just a sec. So let's just start a conversation with here. Okay, which branch would you like to inquire about? Let's go for down. And great choice. You're set to explore what branch has to offer. Let's look at the FAQs. Now the FAQs should ideally list what all is there, what all services and timings and everything, as we saw earlier as well. And it asks you, okay, would you like to schedule a visit to the downtown branch? We can go ahead and schedule a visit. So that should prompt the Calendly integration to go ahead and create a very specific link for us to sign up from. So as you can see, the overall Calendly link over here is just the fz downtown calendly.com. But the conversation ID has also been added to it in a very particular way, which makes it easier for it to track my interactions with Calendly overall. So that's what we'll be looking at right now. So if I go ahead and click this link and schedule a meeting, say it should be immediately registered. First of all, please wait for the confirmation, and then it will be able to give you a confirmation. So thank you for scheduling this moment, blah blah blah. Event title FC is meeting will be held in. Okay, so that's how the scheduling meeting is working. Now we can go ahead and connect all our upcoming events to another node so that Chatbot is also able to inquire and answer queries about upcoming events and help users sign up for that. So let's go ahead to take a look at that. For the upcoming events, what I'd like to do here is create another autonomous node, and we are going to add the instructions to it. Again, we are going to keep our instructions pretty simple. So it will be something as simple as this. Let's name this future events. So if you look at the instructions that we have given this particular agent, let users know about the upcoming events for work. for the workflow branch from the events table. Basically, the variable that holds the name of the branch that we already have. If the user is interested in going to the event, share the details about the event from there itself. Let users know about the upcoming events for the branch from the events table as a carousel. Okay, whatever. So we can go ahead and add our table to it and turn on find rows. Our table, as you may remember, is the one that holds all our event names and timings and details like that. So this is something that will be used for referring to. This is what will be used for when a user is asking for future events. And overall, I think we can just give small condition, use, just close the conversation, and this thing can just go back to end. So that's how we close our loop. Let's try the events feature out, see how that is working. Hey, downtown, coming events, and it transitions to future events. See how it goes. Okay. We have the strength and conditioning workshop happening. We have the full body HIIT, and we have yoga for beginners. So we can ask for more details. Of course, right now it doesn't really have a lot more details because our table is pretty small. But you can also attach like separate links, separate information about all these events in the table itself to further make the explanation more detailed. So if you have been following this tutorial with me, your final workflow should look something like this, where we have a first message that feeds into FAQ node and future events. FAQ node is completely powered by Calendly, so it is able to send email confirmations to users, which lets them change appointments and all. That's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and put this chatbot on WhatsApp. To do that, the process is pretty simple. So you can follow me along, head over to home. After you're at home, you can see that in communication channels, you have something like Messenger, Instagram, Slack, or WhatsApp, Telegram. So you can go ahead and select WhatsApp and install the integration. Now, if you are installing this integration for the first time, the integration will ask you to authorize WhatsApp. This basically links your Botpress account to your WhatsApp business account, letting you able to manage all these chatbots in a more secure way, which is in line with how WhatsApp processes its users' data. So it's a method that will help you make a So to do that, it's pretty simple. You can go ahead and just click authorize WhatsApp, which should open the WhatsApp configuration wizard. You can go ahead and follow this wizard. The details it asks for are pretty simple. It will look like something like this, where you can connect your account to Botpress, get started, details of your business, and then WhatsApp business account. So I already have a business account. I'll be just moving forward with that, but I'll skip over it because otherwise you'll see my phone number. So just be back in a sec. All right. So once you verify your Meta business account, this should look something like this, where you can review the Botpress integration access and just verify it. I think this will prompt a 2FA check, which I can just approve. Oh, in fact, it just happened. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You're now ready to chat with people on WhatsApp. I'll just meet you in a sec, where I'll show you how our chatbot is looking like on WhatsApp. So now that we are back, it should look something like this, which shows that WhatsApp has been authorized. You can go ahead and reauthorize WhatsApp in case you want to change your number or you want to assign a different workflow to this business profile or this phone number. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I think we are ready to check out how our model looks like on WhatsApp. I think we are ready to see how our model looks like on WhatsApp. So I'll just quickly head over to that. So the actual chatbot looks something like this on WhatsApp. You can go ahead, choose a branch that you would like to inquire about. I think one thing different I've done from the tutorial is that FAQ and booking appointment is in the same node. So if I just go for FAQ, so it should ideally give me information about the downtown branch and also let me book an appointment for that. Now, let's just wait for it to happen. That brings us all the information that we have already added for the downtown branch, which gives an overview and different facilities, all that other stuff. So you can go ahead and schedule a visit, which will trigger the entire workflow for the downtown Calendly link. And that way we can just very simply book the call. Let's just wait for the link to come. Once you open the link like this, as I mentioned, it comes customized with the conversation ID. I'm gonna select timing. Let's choose a name and an email. So this gives your users the ability to sign up for an email. And once they put their details down, it should send a confirmation back to the workflow, which lets the user, the chatbot, also know what is going on in regards to the meeting, all the information regarding that, and it will push us verification. Although I won't show you my email, I'll quickly show you how the verified message looks like. So I'll just write my email. Now, once you do that, the workflow immediately knows that there is a change in the Calendly API endpoint. It will tell you that please wait for the confirmation of the event, and below that will be the actual confirmation of the event. So there you have it. I won't be showing the lower part of the message because that may have my email ID, but that is how you can very simply connect Calendly to Botpress and deploy your own booking chatbot on WhatsApp. I'll meet you next time with another one of these tutorials. So let me know down in the comments what would you like to see next. Until then, happy bot building.